Here are 10 reasons why a micro team model is better than being a solo agent or being a part of a real estate team model, whether you're an agent working in that model or you're a team leader in that model. So ultimately, a micro team is an unofficial team. You're spearheading things. You're basically the doctor or you're the general, and you're in charge of setting up the process, the way things are done. You're still in touch with the client. You're still the main agent for both your buyers and your sellers, but you have other people on your team helping to streamline the process and also helping to make sure that everything runs smoothly. And this gives you some great leverage without giving up much pay or having a lot of overhead. So you're not having to deal with different things. With a full team model, you're having to deal with a lot of overhead. You have to have your DBA, you have to run things officially, and you have to be responsible for other agents. And if you're on that team, you're likely giving up a lot of your commission and not necessarily getting all of that leverage and time freedom back that you might expect. And being a solo agent, you're having to do everything yourself and you don't have that leverage either. So bringing on a transaction coordinator or an assistant or even a showing agent can help to give you a lot of time back and a lot of flexibility in your real estate career, so you can have the career you want without having to give up your time and to be able to still make some great money along the way as well. This is also a really great and scalable model. You can make a lot of money on this model. And the second reason why being a part of a micro team as opposed to being a solo agent or in a team is better is because you get more leverage. So you can make more money and have more time freedom, but you also get more leverage to scale, which is really great for scaling for the future. You're not having to worry about scaling at a really fast rate or helping another agent to bring in more commission or to get more clients or to make their goals. You're focused on your goals and you can scale at the speed you want to, but you can scale faster than you could on your own. And you also don't have that pressure of having to scale faster than you want to. You can grow at the pace you want to, and you don't have to worry about scaling very quickly because you are your own team leader and everyone else just works for you and has their own career if they're an agent. They're their own solo agent and they're just a collaborating agent helping you and making some extra money along the way. This also is a great opportunity for you to keep more of your commission, but still having the benefits of having a team model. It's a really great balance because you can keep your almost full commission in some cases, depending on how you do it. If you just have a transaction coordinator and an assistant, you're just paying them whatever the agreed upon amount is. And with a transaction coordinator, oftentimes you only have to pay them if the deal closes, and the assistant is being paid an hourly rate oftentimes, and you can keep nearly your full commission. And if you're working with agents and collaborating with showings and whatnot, then you might be giving a split, but it's not necessarily a very big split. In comparison to having a team structure, you're probably going to be paying a fairly large split in comparison. And you're still going to be probably pretty responsible for bringing in a lot of your leads in most cases, even on a team structure, if you're an agent on that structure. And another benefit is that this also allows you to be the face of the business. You're still in charge. You're still the one who's ultimately working with all these clients that you're recruiting. And this means you're getting the reviews on the back end, and clients are going to be more happy to work with you rather than being referred out or referred to another agent on your team. And this will keep more of your clients happy and will ultimately get you more repeat referral business, which is a big part of real estate. And ultimately, that is very important for having a successful real estate career. You don't have to worry about recruiting agents. You're hiring people, but hiring people is very different than recruiting agents. Recruiting agents is like you have to go and cold call and do different things and try to bring on agents onto your team, which is basically like a brokerage. You're trying to basically like build a brokerage or recruit. With this model, you're more or less just hiring people. They're their own boss already if they're an agent, and you're just hiring them out to do a job and to help bring in a little bit of extra money. It's not something you have to go and recruit and spend a lot of time doing, so you don't have to waste your time and energy managing all of that. And in many cases, that leads to a lot less management of what you have to do as well on the manager side of things. So you're not creating a lot of extra work for yourself on the managing side of being on a real estate team or spearheading a real estate team, because it's just a micro team. You're only in charge of a few people, and oftentimes it's their own business. It's what they already know what to do best, and you're not going to have to do as much with that in this model. You're not training up a brand new agent. You can hire a experienced showing agent and have them just do showings for you or help with doing showings. This also gives you flexibility of who you want to work with. There's a lot of agents who would want to work and do showings just to make some extra cash, because there's a lot of agents who don't have a lot of listings and who only sell maybe 2 or 3 homes a year, and who would be very happy to do showings or to collaborate or be a partner agent with you. And this gives you a lot of flexibility. So if one agent you work with is busy, you can always find another agent, and you could be working with different agents at different times to work on different listings. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, and you ultimately have a lot of flexibility in this model, and you can very quickly switch out who you're working with for different clients down the road. And there's just a lot more fluidity with this model, and you can really build it out however you want. And there's just less pressure and less importance on as far as who you work with from time to time, because you can always change it out much more easily than having a official team model where you're having to recruit and try to keep people in that model, which can lead to a lot more problems if you're trying to keep agents who aren't the best fit to be working within your team. This also leads to a better work-life balance, which ultimately is what a lot of people get into real estate for, is to get that work-life balance. And with being a solo agent, it's very hard to have a work-life balance and to have a lot of clients and transactions going at one time, because a showing could pop up at any time. A client could want to close on a deal at any time, and time is of the essence in real estate, and that can cause a lot of pressure and take a lot of the work-life balance away from people. So you can make really great money, but then ultimately get those golden handcuffs. And with a micro team, this kind of unlocks that a little bit, because you can have partner agents, and they can really help to take off a lot of the workload and give you a lot more time flexibility, to where you can work a little bit more when you want to work and kind of delegate things out in the way that works best for you. There's no pressure to generate leads for other agents, because the other agents work for you, rather than with an official team model where it kind of starts to feel like you're working for the agents, working to get them enough deals so you can keep the team going, especially when the real estate market goes on a decline and it's hard to run a big team. Then you have to go through the stress of laying off agents or giving agents less leads and having agents be unhappy and leave. You don't have that same pressure. It's just however much work you have, you can do, and you can bring on collaborators at any time, and you have that flexibility because they're just working with you rather than for you, and they have their own deals as well. So you have that ability to grow at the rate you want and need, and you also have that ability to shrink down and to do less work if you wanted, or to not have to worry about spending as much on advertising either, as opposed to an official model where you're having to worry about all of that. And you have higher net profitability overall, as opposed to being a solo agent, and oftentimes as opposed to being a team leader. A lot of team leaders don't make as much money as you think, even with the splits, because they're spending a lot of money on trying to bring in clients for all of those agents that they have on their team. And even if they're doing well, if the market shifts down and they have a huge team, that can cause a lot of stress. And also having to manage all of those agents and bring on and train agents, it can cause a lot of stress and can cause gaps to where there's less profitability and can be a lot of lost potential commissions on giving leads and giving potentially high paying clients to agents that might drop the ball. And you might lose half of those potential commissions that you might have been able to convert in a micro team model. And if you're closing more deals, or even just closing the same number of deals, even with a micro team model, you're likely going to be bringing home a lot more than completely giving it to an agent who's taking half of the commission, as opposed to getting say 20 to 25% of the commission, or maybe even less if you're just paying them by the showing. So with this model, you have the potential to get a much higher percentage of each check. So even if you're doing less deals overall, it can be much less stressful, give you a lot more time, and then ultimately be potentially even more profitable and much more rewarding than a full large real estate team model where everything's getting spread out, you're getting less repeat and referral clients, and in the long run, it's a more stressful model being a part of a full real estate team brokerage and having to run all of that. With a micro team, you can do what you want to do, how you want to do it, and having that full freedom and flexibility, and ultimately having really great profitability as well, is a really great model for many real estate agents who want to have that flexibility and time freedom, but also make more money. So those are the reasons why starting your own micro team is a really great real estate model and can be better than being a part of a real estate team or being a solo agent all on your own, having to do everything yourself. And lastly, I just want to say that having a CRM that helps to organize everything and have all your communications with your client tracked between both you and your partners, whether it be other agents or your assistant, and having everything be tracked for your assistant or partners to be able to see all of your communications with your client and vice versa. That can be a really great way to make sure that things don't get double done and to make sure that everything is efficient as possible. And I will be doing more videos on that topic in the future. I personally use HoneyBook to track all of that. It's not a real estate specific CRM, but it is a very affordable CRM and it has many similar things to some of the real estate CRMs that are used, such as Follow Up Boss for running a micro team. And it's much more affordable and you can track everything very effectively there as well. If you want a discount code, there's a link in the description. And that's all for today's video. Bye.